Evening all. No, I'm not dead. Easy now, easy now. So, yeah, basically, long time. So, fun fact, I just did the whole voiceover for this video and I didn't record it. That's how terrible I am. Yeah, let's talk dust. So, 3 days to go. Yeah, it's a sad time. Seriously sad time. It's funny because I've been playing quite aggressively again, actually, just before the end, obviously using up all my officer gear. And it's funny because it's kind of rekindling my love for this game. After playing things like Doom, which has been quite interesting to play, this game feels like you're running in treacle, but that's not a criticism. I think if anything, it still feels that lovely slower pace of a game where you have a bit of time and a bit of tactics. I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, so let's talk about what's going on. The game closes 30th of May at 11 o'clock UK time, because what else time is there? Some weird moon time you lot live in. And basically it's pretty sad really that the game's going to go. I must admit I am actually going to miss this game. I think it's funny because I've been here since day 2. Literally day 1 happened. Josh and Porter were playing it, then they contacted me and said, bro, you gotta come, and I can't even do their accents, but bro, you gotta come play this game. And I came, played it, and goodness me, what a fun game it was. And it's funny because obviously we have been doing videos of this game since probably that same time actually. I think it was certainly beta. We were doing stuff in closed beta actually. Now that the game's closing, I can kind of tell you the truth. I actually filmed lots of stuff in closed beta as well, and I actually showed it as well. So I never got caught. I was always waiting for some dickbag to say, hang on, that's actually closed beta footage, you should be banned, rage, build a Pyrex now. Whereas it never happened, so yeah, go figure. I actually released quite a lot of footage using closed beta. I know that's naughty. I know you're probably going to get me banned now, but hey, who cares? It's a sad time, but I think really CCP should be very proud of what they've produced here. It's a credible shooter. I know a lot of people are just going to sit there and, recline in your very, very stressed chairs with your Cheeto dust all over your face, and you're about to tell me how wrong I am. But I think the game did good stuff. It was fun. I enjoyed it, and it had a weird kind of culture and community to it. It's interesting because I logged in having not played for quite some time and a few days ago, and I was basically greeted with an absolute racist diatribe about Mexican people. So that's new. I didn't know that was a community in the game. Apparently it's a very big community and quite an annoying one, so I'm told. So I have by the way, I'm just being very clear, I'm just being a journalist here. I'm reporting what I have been told. I have no opinions on the Mexican situation either way or there. So, post in the comments, tell me what happened there. I'm very curious. I think it's something to do with PC, so there's lots of Mexican alliances dominating everybody. And obviously when people start being racist and hating on other minorities, it's obviously because they're doing something better than the majority. So I'm curious to know what the flipping heck happened there. So post in the comments. It's an interesting time. I think if you're looking for other games to go to, so I was in gang last night and we're having a bit of a chit chat. And, Battlefield 1 looks pretty good. I think it's pretty obvious to say we're not going to go anywhere near Call of Duty Infinity because, why? It looks just abysmal. Seriously, I think I've had rectal examinations that actually have more fun and interesting outcomes than that game. So I think we'll give that one a miss, but definitely looking to do Battlefield 1 because I can think of no better war to celebrate in a kind of casual lobby shooter way, gassing and maiming and trench warfare. I think it's the most sensitive game probably since Hitler, a first-person perspective game, came out. And I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. So there we go. Anyway, so I think that's kind of one selection. The other one is Tribes. I'm probably going to have a look a bit at Tribes because Tribes is very much like Dust. It's got a little bit of vehicles. It's mostly about quick kind of Twitch shootering kind of play, objectives, maps, things like that. It's pretty good. I actually quite like it. So definitely have a look at that. Otherwise, we are just waiting for Nova. So let's talk about the channel. So, the channel hasn't done much for quite some time. I think it's because we didn't see Division. I'll choose my words carefully here. I think Division is good, don't get me wrong. I really do like Division, actually. But it's just a bit of a chore. I think it is actually quite a chore to play. I think it's also become very samey like Destiny did. So again, I love Destiny. I thought it was a brilliant game. But very quickly, Destiny became just the same game over and over. And I think that's where the Division is now as well. So maybe when new stuff starts to come in, we'll play it a bit more. But right now, I'm probably not going to do any more videos on it. So post in the comments, tell me if you're interested in that. But I think for me, I'm just going to be a bit more of a Dust channel, I think, now. And hang on, Pyrex, Dust is finishing. Well, I've still got days of footage to go, so I'm probably just going to release the good stuff from those footage things. And then I do want to end, so let me tell you my big grand plan, strategy plan, which is that the game finishes obviously on the 30th. So every year, and you may or may not know this, but every year I used to do a video of the year in dust. So it was like 2014, 2015, and now I think we're at the point where, I'm trying to think, did I do 15? It might have been 2013, 14, I can't remember. But anyway, go and have a look for them, because they for me, were much more kind of highly produced, fun kind of looks at the game, and talks about, from month to month what happened, and it's a humorous look with a nice bit of music. There's no talky bollocks, at least I don't think there is. So certainly check them out. I'm gonna finish it off with a final episode, because all good things come in threes, except film trilogies, all of them. I can't think of a single one that's any good. Maybe Star Wars, maybe. And I think certainly I'm going to finish that, because it would be nice to I just think end what has been for me a fascinating kind of look at the game from start to finish, really. Day 2 to day whatever, and it's the end. And I think I'm going to do something maybe just in terms of like a little tribute montage, because I am a 14-year-old girl who cannot control their emotions and these strange urges and feelings. So I'm going to do something that just makes me a little bit weepy and say, oh, the game's going, and we'll see how that goes. So it'll probably be a bit trolly and cheeky, but there we go. So post in the comments, tell me anything to include that I may have missed. So obviously there's a few things I'm likely to have missed, and there's probably a million and one things that I should probably touch on that probably won't. So keep an eye out for that. Seriously, go watch the 2 I did. So it's literally a year of dust. Just type that into Google and you'll find it. Shameless promotion to end. Now let's talk about the final days, the end times, the apocalypse, the Armageddon. This is the end of everything. They've done something really cool, where what they've done is they've added new game modes right at the end under special battles, and these are game modes where basically you can go and just do things differently. For example, there is one, and this is my favourite by far, which has got friendly fire on. And I'll tell you now, goodness me, that's hilarious. When you see how one player can completely kind of cock up an entire gang's strategy, it is not one. I'm not surprised they never switched that on. But basically, long story short, Stefan and I'll probably show this at some point because it's really funny. Well, it's not funny for a lot of people, but hey, there we go. So it'll be a good yard test to see how serious a player you are. Because if you laugh at it, then obviously that's cool. If you get quite butthurt and angry, then you probably want to back away from the controller a bit. But basically, Stefan and I just kept our entire gang of 14, or 16 rather, of 14 other players completely boxed in at the MCC and on the roof. It was just 2 players absolutely stomping our own team to the point where the enemy team was, I think, not entirely sure what the hell was going on. So fun times, good stuff, really enjoyed it. The other one, the things like you have 8-man gangs versus 8-man gangs. You then have a really good mode, which is actually only got 1 life, or 2 lives rather. So you've got basically a gang of 16 with 32 clones. Really like that. It's very quick though, really quick, like it ends like super quick. But for me, that again is just a refreshing look at the game. I think if they'd have just added these in earlier on, that'd have been peachy, but they didn't. So there we go. For me, I think what maybe they're doing is looking at Nova, and maybe this is just I'm hoping here, but maybe they're looking for interesting game modes for Nova. I would love that to be the case, although I've not heard anything from Nova since FanFest, and I'm a bit nervous about that because they should have said something. But there we go. So anyway, here we go. Look at this. This guy is trying to shoot down Evo. Firstly, you don't try and shoot down Evo because he's the best dropship pilot in the game, bar none. And secondly, I'm stealing his tank. Lol. And basically, I got into his tank. Look at that. 4 damage mods. This guy needs to burn in hell. Thank God this game's dying because people like this need to be gone. Seriously. Anyway, so I think, generally, it's going to be, I think, a bit of a wait before maybe Nova is with us. Somebody was saying to me, it's going to be a year. It won't. If it is, then it's been a major fuck-up somewhere. But it shouldn't be a year. And I'll tell you why. Because, in theory, they should be looking to get an alpha out now for selected use and then a beta out within months. Because if they don't, you're going to lose a lot of the community. You're going to lose a lot of people. And I just think there's a bit of an own goal there, bar none. And I'll tell you another, there's a few own goals that CCP have done here. For example, and I may have mentioned this before, but The game's ending. Give every player of the game who logged in the last month 2 months free in Eve, and you've then started to build, keep that player base. Just give them literally, access to Eve for 2 months or 3 months, even if you're feeling generous, CCP, and you're going to be in a great position. Even if it's just an email that you send after the fact, just to say, hey, we know that you love Dust. Here on us, go and play Eve, go and try it out, see what you think. A lot of people will probably be convinced to go and get a PC if they don't have one, okay? Because again, you don't need a good PC to play Eve. Let's face it. You could probably run it on that little register and till thing in McDonald's, to be honest. You just wouldn't get all the nice graphics. But I think if they did that, then that'd be pretty good. But something tells me they're not going to do that. I don't know what. I don't know. It just doesn't seem terribly organised. And I think this is always the problem. I know I've been very critical of certain elements within CCP, but they have created a fantastic game that has been incredibly engaging and entertaining for years for me. And it inspired me to come to YouTube, for God's sake. So, for me, it's been quite an interesting journey as well. I'm getting a bit teary now. I'm not, I promise I'm not. And I have enjoyed it. It's been a huge amount of fun. So, for me, I'm quite excited. By the way, that's the guy who I stole the tank from. So I think he's just about to try and he was just about to kill my tank when he realised that's his tank. So let's see him try and recover his tank. Oh, it's a bitter fight. Oh, he hasn't done it. And oh, look, somebody's now killing his tank. Lol. Oh, this game, it's so funny. I mean, what other game would you have that little kind of meta game within the game right there, where I stole his tank and then his mate kills his tank, thinks he's done really well, and then turns out he's actually screwed his mate over. I don't know many games whether that's even a possibility. So, huge amounts of fun. Really, really interesting game. I do hope it continues with Nova. I think, Stefan and Schley were telling me that it's just really good. And, that I'm being a dickbag and I shouldn't be so judgmental. I mean, obviously, that's a given. But they were saying it was actually fun. They really did enjoy it. And yeah, it needed polish and it needed a bit of work. But if they could just produce that kind of game in a simple way, then okay, the cycle starts again and you're back to this position where they're again developing a game to hopefully have players come and play it. But it's on the right format. It's on the PC. It's going to have the right backing with Eve. It's going to have the potential to grow into things like VR and all that. So for me, it does make perfect sense that they're moving it to PC. My issue is CCP is owned by a much more venture capitalist group. They're not venture capitalists, but they're not far from it. And I think they're probably not going to green light something unless there's a really strong business case and plan there. And if CCP are listening, I'm more than willing to provide my services because this is what I do. I'm quite happy to sit with you for free, just pay my accommodation, and I'll basically come and write your business case for you because, hey, this is what I do. So anyway, there we go. It's been fun. It's been exciting. Expect a few more videos before the end and come play. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.